underway racing here in Silverstone. The five lights are on here in the home of British racing, and it's not a good start for Finns, and he's not really, and there goes Vapid. That's an amazing start for Vapid. Immediately into the lead of the Grand Prix is the Ferrari driver. Look at all the spray coming up, and as you can see, Finns getting up into P2 past Lord James, well, Finns staying and dropping down to P2, and James dropping down to P3. GB and Sora going side by side in towards turn 3, I believe, and it's going to be a little bit of contact. I believe JB's had a slight, here goes Tom Gorian round the outside and following through into P5 goes Tom Gorian. Is he going to challenge his teammate in towards the first sector split? No, he's not. Junior Correa and Kislesgo, I believe, has stayed in the same positions. Octane is into 9th, getting past Angelissimo. Side by side between the two of them, the Red Bull runs the outside of the Alpine, still space between the two drivers. Octane trying to do that as there's Kislesgo making a mistake coming out the corner. That's going to box in Angelissimo a little bit as they're going to try and go 3 wide down in towards the infamous spot where we saw the collision between Hamilton and Verstappen in the sprint race. And here is the side by side goes Kislesgo and Angelissimo for P8 or P9 rather. Angelissimo through Maggotts Beckett's complex, and Lord James is down to 6th place. I think he's made a mistake. He has indeed made a mistake, and he is recovering through. However, he's going to lose the position to Octane down to 8th. So the championship leader in a little bit of trouble, and there goes Angelissimo into P8, and he's going to try and go for Octane down the inside, going side by side. The Red Bull driver gets the move done down the inside. They're going side by side, so Angelissimo has to leave a little bit of space. Sora and Vapid going side by side. Vapid holding the position. There's going to be a cutback here from Soda. That's a beautiful move. He can pull it off. Into the kink, down towards the first of the straights where the DRS would be enabled if it was dry. In this case it's not, because of the fact that it's very wet still. Sora's going to have the place into the end of the first sector split. Finns leads by 3.3 seconds over TMS Sora, and the gap is very slightly increasing, and Vapid has like a little bit of a decent sized gap to the car. Well, 1.2 seconds to Sora himself, and he does have a little bit of train of cars behind him, including the car on board with Tom Gorian, and then the car on board with JB, and then Junior Correa, and then Angelissimo's also in this train as well. Junior Correa is lining up for a potential move here on the Williams driver of JB, trying to go up the inside or the outside, whichever way he decides to go. He's looking left and right, is not able to get anywhere near making a move, as there's a move further back, as I think Charlie's had he's lost 2 positions down to P15, while we're looking at this battle between the two for P5 at the moment. And it remains close between them, and we're going to go a little bit further down and see if anything's happening as Charlie's out of the Grand Prix, and I think that's going to be safety car deployed. Yes, it is. Lord James is into the pits, and I think, has he got some damage? We'll have a quick look at that, but I don't know. That's not ideal. It's going to be under safety car conditions, and Charlie is out of this Grand Prix, and I think it's another set of intermediates for the Ferrari driver. Yes, it is. So he's not actually got the damage repaired. He has damage on the right hand side of his front wing. The safety car is indeed going to be coming in this lap. Finns is still not in his car yet, so hopefully he's not going to have the same glitch where he can't take control, because that would not be ideal, considering Finns did the difficult work at the beginning of the Grand Prix, and he may well just be undone here because everyone has to stay behind. He's just got back in now. He's just got back in time, so now he can take control of the car, and hopefully he'll be able to get going. And indeed, we are going to be underway racing once again here for at Silverstone, as we are underway once again. So there goes Finns. Angelissimo, Junior Correa is down quite a few positions, maybe had a moment himself. As there goes up the inside, that is on the ghosted car of Finns. Unfortunately, that's not ideal there for him, because Finns is still not back in the car yet. And now he's back in the car, he's lost the possession, so that's not ideal, as Sora is now pulling away. It's about half a second is the gap between the two drivers at the front. Looking a little bit further down, you've got Junior Correa and Lux looking to try going to battle for what is PA at the moment. Lux the only Haas left in this Grand Prix, the other Haas out of the Grand Prix. Charlie out on lap 3. First penalty, 2 penalties of the race. I think it's Kirby and Lux have picked up penalties, as Junior Correa tries to go round the outside of the end of the second sector split, but nothing done, as Finns has been dropped to P3 and into the pits. A lot of people are indeed now coming in. Sora with a 10-second penalty for speeding into the pit lane entry, and a lot of people are now indeed going to be coming into the pits, as Sora hits first lap of the Grand Prix 37.7 as he comes into the pit lane. He's going to have to come in and observe that 10-second in the next pit stop, and onto the hard tyres he goes. Tom Gorian is struggling a little bit in comparison to Vapid. Vapid's getting away just a little bit. Angela's trying to put a little bit of pressure on the back of that Mercedes, trying to get past before they go into the pit lane. Obviously these cars are all near the beginning of the pit lane, so They could potentially get held up as Deton and Vibes go side by side, and Deton is up to P7. Crimson tries to go round as there's a little bit of contact. Crimson loses a part of his front wing, and he's gonna have to go round. I think he's carried on, and he's not going to be too best pleased with that one. As into the pits comes Deton, and a little bit of ghosting there, and Crimson gets back ahead. As Junior Career sets fast lap off the Grand Prix, carrying on his intermediates, and I think is onto the pits. Softs goes Angelo, and mediums for both Craig, Vapid and Tom. Now we're seeing all the action in the pit lane now as in comes pits on board with Deton. He's onto the softs, but there's obviously a little bit of damage on that Kicksauber, which is going to really be hindering the Kicksauber's performance, the driver's performance, as Craig and Octane, as Tom Gorian and JB go side by side. This is a three-way battle, well, side by side, and it's a three-way battle as there is Angelissimo as well for P10, trying to go round to the outside of JB. JB shuts that door very firmly, and Angelissimo's not able to make the position up. Slowed the drivers down, and then also meant that it was easier once they went onto these slick tyre compounds that they opted to go onto for each. As there's a pincer for Crimson. Down the inside goes Angelo. He gets moved into P9 past JB. Vibes and Crimson have lost connection at the same time, so unfortunately there for those two drivers, as Vince is trying to make a move in towards the end of the first sector split, coming off the first of the two straights. And I think we've got Angelissimo and Tom have made swap positions. Angelissimo on the softs, Vince still trying to challenge for P3 on TMS Sora, who lost the position to on the restart. Sora's going to have to look in his rear view mirror, and he will be seeing a massive Alpine just getting bigger and bigger in the rear view, and as you're going to see a move out to the left hand side for Finns. He makes the move down the outside, and that is move done for Finns, and back into third place he goes, and he will be in second place when he gets past Kesher, who's still yet to pit. JB meanwhile is still looking to try and defend, as we've got the change for second place. Kesher losing another position, and it's going to be as there goes Lord James trying to go down the inside of JB, a little bit wide, a little bit potentially a little bit of contact, who knows. Craig going side by side now. JB, they're still side by side. On the soft compound tyres, Craig trying to get the better drive. JB is still there on the inside, and I think finally the V-car drivers finally got it done. As we've got another yellow flag, that is a McLaren. That's Deton, who's had a moment and has fell quite a bit back, as there goes Angelo getting past Vapid on the soft compound tyres. Junior Correa on the hards, Lux on the mediums at the head of this train, holding back two cars at the moment. Octane is only a little bit further back from this train, 13th. As Junior Correa tries to go up the inside, Kirby's going to get a great exit coming out of this corner. They're going to go side by side as they head down to the infamous spot. Is Kirby going to go for two here? I think he might potentially go for two if he can make it down the inside. He is going to get two positions. It's a double overtake for Kirby. Down the inside, Lux has to form in behind, tries to make the position back up once again, but the Haas driver has to force in behind, or file in behind. There's a little bit of a moment there for Kirby though, his work undone on one of those potential overtakes, as there goes now. There's a little bit of the battery, and I don't know how much Kirby's going to be able to defend this, as the inside goes to Lux. Goes back down the inside, 10th place, and now he's back down to P12 again, back where he started in this train. He goes side by side, and partially, almost fully round goes Junior Correa. He does hold it, so well done to Junior Correa. And Octane picks up a penalty. A lot of penalties now being picked up in this race. Kirby goes to the outside. Lux defends the inside as they go towards the end of the first sector split, down the first of the straights here at Silverstone. Round the outside, inside line for the next corner. Kirby out wide, switch back for Lux as he tries to go back round the inside. He's not going to have the grip coming off there, and Kirby holds the position, and he does indeed stay in that position. For Lux is still there, trying to go round the outside. That door may well close. He's trying to go up the inside, and there's a little bit of moment there where he thought about it, but then was not able to do it. Tom Gorian meanwhile a little bit further up on the other Red Bull is going round the outside. Angelo is going to have to brake late if he wants the position kept. He's not going to be able to do it. Lord James Rapid is going to side by side with his teammate, and Lord James has made up quite the positions considering where he was. Vapid at the two Freys go side by side. You've got the RB just in behind trying to make the position as well. Craig trying to go side by side with Lord James. Lord James keeps hold of the position for the moment, and harrying the rear of the Mercedes of Tom Gorian. Trying to make the move is once again we saw position change. Lux and Kirby side by side. They're still side by side. Kirby has the inside, Lux will have the better line as they come off the corner. Trying to side by side, not even losing the battle for lead. Vince is still battling away with Sora for the lead in the Grand Prix. Lux are on the outside of the middle, on the outside in the middle sector split. Got to be careful of the curves in that sector. Once again, Sora takes the lead in the Grand Prix, but still on board with this is Angelissimo. There's two different battles going on here. We're looking at two Ferraris going side by side as Vapid has been passed by his teammate. Great response from Lord James considering his start, dropping all the way down to the back of the field with wing damage, almost going round. Craig going side by side with Vapid. Craig gets the move done as Finns is still trying to put the pressure on here on Sora, trying to get past this, probably using a little bit of the charge there, a little bit further back. Kirby and Lux continuing their battle, 1/10. 1.5 tenths to get between the two of them. Finns up the inside, Sora on the outside, still side by side for the lead of the Grand Prix for about the third or fourth time. Is there going to be any cutback? No, we have a yellow flag in the first couple of corners. Well, third or fourth corner. Finns trying to come back. He's going to try and go down the inside. The battery is on briefly for a second. Up the inside goes Finns as Sora tries to make the moves. We're on lap number 15 already, coming up for over halfway through. Sora is going to go to the inside. No real defence from Finns. Is Finns going to be able to break late and maybe keep himself in it? A little bit of some movement from Sora and a little bit of not the best exit. Finns down the inside but thinks twice about it and is not able to complete the move. There's a great little battle. Lord James and Angelissimo going side by side. Lord James on the inside. Angelo squeezed out a little bit as they come towards the final corner. As Kizlesgo is now in this battle as well. P3, 6/10 of a second. Finns back up the inside, side by side once again for the lead of the Grand Prix. Little bit of contact between the two of them, and it's ended badly between the two of them. And I think, oh my, I think it's side pod contact. And there's Sora got a penalty for corner cutting. That's not ideal. And I think Sora will not be best pleased by that. And Finns is once again going to try and go down the inside. And I'm not sure entirely. Sora has damage now, unfortunately, for the Mercedes driver. All of that pace, and I don't think he's going to be able to use it, falling back behind his teammate, and he's just going to fall back through the field. That damage on the left hand side is not the most ideal for him there, and Lord James now is going to have to make his way through. He needs to be careful where he's going to make that move, as there goes Sora once again having to take to the escape road, losing further time, and there goes Lord James down the inside, and that's going to be done. It's soft tyres for Sora going towards the end of the Grand Prix. Here comes Finns down the inside, not much defence from Kizlesgo. Down the inside goes Finns. And now looking at Tom Gorey trying to get past Kizlesgo now for P2. Tom Gorey on the mediums, Kizlesgo on the hards, and Lord James just behind as well, trying to hustle and harry his way up the inside. A little bit of space left. Lord James to go side by side once again. Tom Gorey trying to use the battery to go up the inside. It's going to be outside line for the second of the straights. He's going to be boxed in behind Finns. He needs to get this move done before that, and he indeed has got the move done. Lord James now putting his way through into P3. Indeed, he's through into P3 because Kizlesgo has to concede the final spot on the podium. Angelissimo is trying to make his way through as well. And Kirby and Lux still continuing on their battle for P9 and P10. This has been an ongoing battle pretty much for the last few laps. Lux holding onto the position. That's a dive bomb and a half from Junior Correa down the inside. He's out a little bit wide, but there was just enough space for an Aston Martin to go down the inside over the Haas there. Completely caught Lux unawares, and Lux a little bit discombobulated by that, was a little bit further back as such, as Kizlesgo's now down to P5. Angelissimo is down to P4. The rear sliding is there's Sora into the pit lane once again, I suspect. So Angelo's fell at 1 second. He is going to be under pressure from Kizlesgo here in towards lap number 19 and onwards. If he is not careful, Angelo is going to have to get himself back within that range. He needs to use the battery to get himself back within 1 second. He indeed now has done it. Just managed to do it, as we got position change between Junior Correa and Team Kirby, with Correa getting into P9. I believe these guys are carrying penalties. Yes, they are. It's 3 seconds, there's 6 seconds between the two of them. As there goes Lord James trying to go up the inside. He's going to be up the inside of Tom Gorey, and they go side by side. Just enough space was left between the two drivers, and it's going to be is he going to be able to get the cutback? That's going to be a beautiful cutback, beautiful switchback there from Tom Gorey and Lord James rather down the inside. Is he going to try and go for two, or is he just going to clip into line just in between the two drivers? He decides to just go into line. Lord James still trying to hold his way through round to the outside, and it looks like Kizlesgo's got moved done on Angelissimo for P4. Indeed he has. Angelo, maybe those tyres are starting to dive a little bit there, as they've got Deton and Octane went side by side, still going side by side. He's coming to the Magnus Beckett's complex. This is going to end in tears if they're not careful. Deton decides to back out of it, and he's going to get the DRS. Deton and Octane's going to be in a little bit of trouble here. Not the best of exits from Octane. Deton's going to try on the outside. He decides for the inside. Little bit of squeezing going up between the two drivers. Just enough spaces left for Deton, the McLaren driver. Down the inside. Is he going to get it complete? There's a little bit of contact between the two of them. They're still side by side. Deton trying to go down the outside. He's going to switch back to the inside. He's going to try and move down the inside. Not able to get the braking done, and Octane remains in P12. Octane and Deton go side by side for P12 and P13, but that's the battle we're on board with just now. Lord James went to the outside. DRS wide open, the left box on the Ferrari, giving him a little bit of extra sightline speed, a little bit of cutback here. Round the outside, Vince is going to defend the inside line, and Lord James still holds on to the position. Tom Gorian is just in that waiting in the wings as well. In case anything happens, Vapid has passed his Let's Go for P5 in terms of a race. I've not been able to put it together. Lord James, however, side by side for the lead of the Grand Prix. Finn's in second place now, so back down to second, but he's going to have another 5 laps of being able to get past his Vapid. It's back past Angelissimo, and Angelo's going to try and come back at him round to the outside, but that door is going to get closed, and Angelo's going to try and come back at him. We've got the rain once again. I think the rain has once again arrived. We're on lap 21. I don't know if it's going to be enough though. Vince is going to try and go for a move down the inside, but he's not going to be close enough to make the move stick. And once again, I think we've got Deton and we're battling further down the grid. Angelo's back down the inside of Vapid. Vapid trying to send it down the inside. Looks left, looks right. It's not going to be able to make the move stick though. Angelo's way too wise to those decisions. And we're going to be seeing soon if there's going to be any intermediates used in the remaining laps. Little bit of the curve assisted slide there. Down the inside goes Vapid towards turn number 1. And it's going to be moved on. Got a fair few laps still left to go. I'm not sure if we're going to get to the point of going back on centres though, so it's going to be a big gamble if anyone does decide to do that, because you're going to have to rely on the rain coming very soon and very quickly. Round the outside goes Finns once again for lead the Grand Prix. Lord James has to continue position once again, and it's going to be the DRS games may well play their part soon. It's going to be a double loss of positions here potentially for Vapid. DRS is on, and you can see it being used as we got a yellow flag. Angelo and Vapid go side by side. However, Angelo's not able to hold it, and Vapid's into the pit lane. He's going to go for intermediates. He's rolling the dice, trying to make it work with two laps to go in this Grand Prix. And I think, could he make this one work as Lord James and Tom Gorian go side by side? That's going to help out Finn's 1.2 seconds, and that could potentially cost either of them victory. As Lord James hangs on to second place, Tom Gorian tries to make his way through, but he's still not able to do it. Vapid's onto the intermediates. Finn's carries on with the lead of the Grand Prix. We've got Octane as Kirby's coming to the pits as well. So as Lux. Look, people rolling the dice further down the field, and I think we could potentially see if this does work out. And Vapid is still going to be, I think, in about P8, but I don't know if he's gaining that much ground. Angelo into P9, 2.4. He is gaining, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to make it work. We'll see if he's gaining ground on Junior Correa in front. 15 lap old hards versus intermediates, pretty much fresh. And I don't know if it's going to be enough. There goes Lord James getting past the lapped car vibes. Maybe a little bit DRS, could be DRS there for that particular Ferrari. And also there goes the Mercedes as well, getting through as well. Still remains close between the two of them. 2.2 seconds is the gap. No one is coming in this final lap in the top 3. So I think the intermediate gamble may not have fully paid off, or at least to a lot of people. But Vapid is all over the back of Junior Correa, who's on the hard tyres versus the intermediates, and look at the grip difference he has coming off this corner. DRS has been disabled as we're on the final lap, so these drivers are going to have to be incredibly careful. It's going to be tiptoeing as they head round, but Vapid down in 7th. It hasn't quite worked out for him. He is gaining ground, but he's not going to gain enough as JB is all over the back of Craig. Craig's tyres are really starting to die off now. 17 laps on the hards. JB, his 18 lap old mediums, not quite as bad. JB trying to make his way through, and I'm not sure he's going to be quite close enough. Is JB in the Williams on the RB of Craig in P5 at the moment. These guys both have penalties. I believe there's one, both on the same actually, so one of them needs to pass the other as JB tries to put his car up the inside. We've got a yellow flag. I believe that is for the Aston Martin of Junior Correa, who has had a moment. Angelissimo's through as well, and it's going to be down to this now. It's Tom Gorian. We're going to go to him because now this is it. Is Tom Gorian going to have enough to get himself through? He's going to have to make a move in this final corner if he wants it. There's almost nothing in the way of battery on this Mercedes. He's He's going to have to make his way through. Finns is going to win the Grand Prix, as here comes Tom Gorian. He's going to finish in P3, but what a race there from those two. Verstappen has got past Craig, and he's going to have to create a gap there, as Craig, his tyres are pretty much completely dead. Slice's going to kind of come home in P4, and JB's going to come home in P5. Verstappen though, is he going to have a chance? Yes, he is. The tyres have like completely fell off for JB. Verstappen into P5. He makes it work, but a few more laps, and that could have been very much a different story on that particular front. As Lux and Kirby still carry on their battle. This has been going on even with the intermediate period, as Angelman jumps Craig at the line as well for P7. Lux is going to have to try something audacious if he wants to make it stick. Kirby's holding on to P11 at the moment. Lux trying to make the move. A little bit of rear motion there from Kirby. Is he going to try and send it down the inside? Contact on Lux. He's got damage on that front wing now. He's tried to make the move. He's tried the punt to pass. It's not worked for Lux. And then Kirby's going to come home in P11, and I believe he's going to keep hold of it. Indeed he will. But well done to SFR Finns, winning here with Lord James in P2 and Tom Gorian completing the podium. Great fight between at the end, and all throughout between these top four, even top, well, maybe even top six at one point. But some great fights in amongst all of that. But yeah, well done to the top three. Finns with, I believe, his first victory of the season in the Alpine, with his teammate a little bit further down the field.